Hi guys, welcome back to another reaction video and thoughts here on Our Eyes Your Eyes. I'm ready to start the second season of Fumetsu no Anatae. That means To Your Eternity. But before starting this video, I just want to remind you to subscribe to the channel, click on the notification bell, leave a like to support me, and feel free to join me till the end of this amazing season 2. Also because I know that season 3 is coming, so stay tuned and keep on watching me. Okay, season 1 was depression animated. I mean, it was really sad, and I know that even in season 2 there will be the chance to cry, as always. But we know from season 1 that now Fushi grew up, because we saw at the end of season 1 that Fushi was already an adult. And at the same time, we got in touch with the terrible news that Pioran is dead. At the same time, I have the bad feeling that Ayase is still alive somehow. So let's see what's going to happen at the beginning of this season 2. Can't wait to start it. Are you ready to join me with these? Check it out. Yes, it was a great journey. No, I hope that too, but this is Ayase's voice. Are these people who knew about Pioran? Is that Pioran's grave? What? Who were those people? I mean, they were people who knew Pioran. Who's this man? Oh no, I don't think that. Oh my, yes, do you remember that there was that problem of the zombies even at the end of season 1? Okay, let me decrease the volume a second. It's too loud. What the F? No, run away. These are like zombies. But I hope that Fushi's coming. Who's that? Oh, okay. So she knew how to defeat the... Yeah, it's one of those entities that are looking for Fushi. Fushi! Long time no see. And he's an adult, yeah. 40 years. What? No, he's lonely too. He is lonely. No, that's the wrong thing to do. See, it was not worth it. It didn't work, Fushi, because you're just trying to escape from facing the fact that Pioran died. What the F? Wow. No, you're just escaping from that. Exactly. Yeah, you have to communicate, you have to socialize. Oh, move. These knockers, I mean. But it's good that they are explaining us what happened in these 40 years. I understand that. Yeah, maybe by eating them you acquire knowledge. 40 years for them is not like for you, huh? Exactly. In fact, they are attacking the village over there. Oh, okay. Finally, he decided to move away. No, you will not be alone. Huh? What the F? What the? Uh, no. Are we sure? Really? But Hayase created lots of troubles to him. Exactly. What? No. But somehow, yeah. No, please. Don't tell me, okay? I have a bad feeling. And no, that's the bad feeling that I had. But anyway, he's starting socializing once again. Knockers. He doesn't feel confident to socialize again. It takes time. I have a bad feeling. Oh, he cut his hair. Hisame. But never say never, you know. Let's not trust her until a certain point. I just hope that she's not like her grandma, sincerely. No. What's that? Um. Oh my, we started. But he feels pain too. No, that's something wrong to keep. What the F? But in fact, at the end, Hayase was attacked by the knockers. What the F? This is not something good to know, you know? I mean, it's like a curse for Fushi. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, okay. I was about to say that. Yeah. And in fact, we saw that. It's like a curse. But maybe she could reincarnate into something good this time. Eh, I imagine that. Mm. Absolutely. Immunity. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, what do you want to do? You can't stay without the socializing with others, Fushi. I have a bad feeling because it means that if he is getting in touch with her, it means she will die too. Maybe this time that he's reincarnated, Hayase has the possibility to be something good. He learned many things throughout these 40 years, you know. Yeah, but don't let him feel guilty because he said that you can go, okay? I mean, I know that she's trying to be helpful, but then everything is going to reflect on Fushi's personality. He feels worried for her. Ah, that's the woman we saw before. Yeah. But who is this woman? Who is? What the F? That one at the end of season one. The girl of at the end of season one who separated. No, she's the girl at the end of season one. She's that girl, I think. I don't trust Hisame, let me tell you. Eh, I don't know. That's something noble, but is that true? Uh huh. Well, they are fighting for him. Ooh. See if Fushi wants to help her somehow. Anyway. Oh, come on, that's her. I think that that's the girl at the end of season 1. Oh, they fell asleep. It's like at that time. What? Oh, oh. Wow, I like this character. She was trying to poison her. Tonari! Yes, that's her! Yes, Tonari! Okay, guys. First of all, it was a great emotion to see Fushi back. It's been a long time and I'm late, I know, but it was really good to see him back, let me tell you. And now he's an adult, as much as we saw at the end of season 1. And 40 years passed. Wow, that's incredible. Throughout these 40 years, Fushi couldn't handle the pain of seeing Pioran dying. And I think that this is quite normal. Fushi is an immortal entity, but at the same time, we understood even from season 1 that he's trying to make a journey towards humanity, a journey in which he can experience feelings, he can become little by little a human being. And this long journey is not just a good journey. Most of the times, it's a bad journey for all the negative experiences or losses that he is confronting. And I think that this story is reflecting life as it is. Most of the times when we live our lives, we are not getting in touch with lots of positive experiences. I mean, we could be lucky if we do so, but usually, in order to become more mature, we have to face negative experiences more than positive ones to confront ourselves, to become stronger, to become more confident about who we are, to confront ourselves when some negative things are happening. And that's what Fushi is trying to do throughout these 40 years. He tried to escape from the fact of thinking about Pioran and these great losses that he faced throughout the season 1. And he tried to become a crab, he tried to become all these animals, or anyway, living things that are not thinking quite a lot. But then he discovered that the more he was going ahead like this, the more he was just trying to escape from this reality that was not escaping from him, that he was trying to catch him, the more he was trying to escape. And I think that this is realistic too. When we lose a dear person, when we lose someone really important to us, we are trying to escape from the pain we feel, and we are not trying to accept this pain, to hug this pain, to confront it, and then to move on. Of course, when we lose someone important to us, we can't go back as what we were before because something changed in us. And that's what Fushi is still trying to do, to understand that even if we lost a person, we can't go back as before, but we actually can move on. By being different, we can restart. And this is something that he's experiencing now, because by not being a human being, he has to learn to do something like this. It takes time. And at the end of the day, he is understanding that the more he is listening to the fact that these villagers are in trouble because the knockers seem to become bored about him. Now the knockers are trying to let him go back and socialize with others, and by doing so they are trying to attack other villages so he can hear about these things, and he can move to these villages to help these villagers, right? But by doing this, he's going out from his comfort zone, that is this desert island in which he was living throughout these 40 years. I think that to go out from your comfort zone and to admit yourself into something that caused you pain is really helpful at the end of the day. It's not something meaningful, but it's letting you try to be aware of the fact that now you reached that level and you can't go back. You can't erase what you have done so far. And at the same time, Fushi has to remember the fact that he didn't lose all these people he lost, physically speaking. I really liked the moment in which the creator of Fushi was trying to explain Fushi about the concept of a soul. And the fact that these people who he lost, they just went somewhere else. They didn't disappear completely. And Fushi just helped them to reach that place they really wanted to reach. So Fushi didn't do something bad to them, because of course Fushi felt guilty, because he thought that the more he was getting in touch with these people, the more he was the cause of their deaths. But it's not the case. I think that Fushi really gave them something really important to all these characters who died, and he also acquired knowledge from them, so it was a fair exchange, and he doesn't have to feel guilty because of their death, because they sometimes decided to die protecting him because they really cared about him. So it's not something to feel guilty, even if I understand how Fushi feels. But at the same time, he needs to understand that by following their own free will, they decided to stay next to him. They decided to risk their lives. They really wanted to be next to him. That it's the thing that he doesn't have to forget about. That's why we find Fushi right now, who is really insecure, who is fragile, mentally speaking, and he doesn't want to socialize. He prefers to shut himself down in this island where he thinks that by not getting in touch to anybody, he will not make other people suffer. But I think that this is just a closure, that it's quite common and has to be processed in order to move on. So I agree with the creator of Fushi when he's saying that he can't avoid all these things forever, that there should be a way in which he has to move on thanks to others. And I think that Fushi now is experiencing these new way to socialize with others. I mean, this new experience to admit himself into society by meeting this Hisame, and we understand that Hisame is Ayase's granddaughter. That's a curse for Fushi, because we know that Ayase was contributing to create something really negative in Fushi's life, I mean Fushi's existence. The great point of this curse is that Fushi, by being immortal, he will not have the chance to get rid of these negative experiences thanks to death. He will not die. So every time he will remember about the things. And Hayase is a great curse to him. It's a great nightmare to his existence, because she helped these people who were so dear to Fushi to die most of the times. I'm really happy to see Fushi confronting these sort of a nightmare, this reincarnation of Hayase, based on her will. As much as all the others wanted to reach a certain place, in this case Hayase, who got in touch with the knockers, and that's what we saw at the end of season 1, she wanted to be able to re-meet the Fushi somehow by reincarnating into her granddaughter's body. But when you reincarnate, you know that probably you're not experiencing the same thing you did in the past lives. I mean, people who believe in reincarnation, they also believe that every time they reincarnate, they do something different. They don't experience the same thing as before. So that's why I'm saying, what about Hisame? Even if she believes that her grandma was doing something good, and it was not, definitely, but she's not behaving bad towards Fushi specifically, until we reach the end of the episode and we see something creepy. Is that a tactic of being nice to Fushi because she wants to gain Fushi, and it's something that Ayase couldn't do? Or is it just the fact that she wants to get in touch with Fushi because she is attracted by him? And that's why when during the reaction I told you that I had a bad feeling. I really hope that Fushi is not falling in love with her somehow, or that she is going to fall in love with Fushi. Because do you remember that Hayase's project was to have a kid? I mean, it was to fall in love with Fushi and to have a kid from him, if I'm not wrong. So by reincarnating herself into Hisame's body, don't tell me that something like this is happening, because Fushi is going to suffer once again in a different way. Because do you remember when in season 1 I was predicting, or I was announcing you that maybe in the future Fushi was going to experience love for the first time, or was going to experience the fact of becoming a father to his child, because these are all the steps to get in touch with the humanity, right? To create a family, to have friends, to have brothers and sisters, to have these sort of birth into society, or birth into this concept of humanity. Fushi has to experience everything before reaching that sort of knowledge, that even the creator is telling him, look, you have to reach the moment in which you can reproduce the ocean, and then you will feel complete, because you have experienced lots of things. So now Fushi is still not complete because there are some unsolved things, some mysterious feelings that he still has to get in touch with. And the only way to feel complete is to socialize, because even if by socializing you think that you're losing parts of yourself because you are dedicating this part of yourself to others, at the end of the day it's not like this, because when you give, you also receive. And that's how knowledge is based on, right? I think that Fushi really needs all these experiences, no matter if they are negative or not, in order to reach a certain consciousness, a sort of knowledge, and that's something that has to be done. So I understand even the fact that Fushi is not trusting Hisame at all, based on his previous experience with Ayase. And at the same time, he's reluctant to get in touch with other people, because he thinks, he still believes that he's the cause of everything, that he's something evil that can cause harm to others. So this dualism of thing, the fact that he's not trusting others because he's afraid of losing these people, because every time he's getting in touch with other people, the knockers are coming and they are creating a mess and they are dying. So the fear of losing others, and at the same time the fear to get in touch with others, because then they can harm him, they can let him suffer, etc., etc. So we have this dualism. But I found that Fushi grew up, because now he feels in the position of teaching others how to behave or how to think, even when he is saying to Hisame that she's too young. I mean, he feels different than before. He feels as if now he has a sort of knowledge, a sort of experience that he can give to others, as much as Pioran was doing with him. He learned from Pioran to grow up, to decide what to do, to be happy by doing what he's doing. And while he was confining himself in this island, he was not happy at all, because he was just trying to erase all the bad experiences that happened to him without confronting them. But also he was shutting down the possibility to socialize with others based on the fears that he had. So it was not something natural that he was doing. He was imposing himself all these things. So he was not following what Pioran was doing. But at the same time, I understand how sad he felt and how lonely he is without Pioran. Even if he is saying, no, it's not true, actually he feels lonely, because Pioran was a certainty for his existence. He was always depending on her, but he didn't put into account the fact that Pioran was not immortal as he was, but she was mortal, so she had to die sooner or later. I am really happy to see Tonari back. Yes, I noticed that she had the same face, so she grew up, of course, and she knew about Fushi. Yeah, she was just trying not to tell Fushi that was Tonari. I mean, she didn't want to say her name, and she was just saying together with her other comrade that they were doctors, but we see them after 40 years, and they don't want to confront Fushi in that way. They just wanted to see where Fushi wants to go and what he wants to do, to see how he changed. And we also know that Tonari gained lots of knowledge because she was always confronting poisons and she was studying them. She was poisoned too, so she knows how to recognize the different poisons. But we understand that Hisame is trying to do more or less the same evil things that Hayase was trying to do, because she was trying to poison Tonari, but she couldn't do it because at first she confronted a Tonari who has lots of experiences and who knows how to be tricked by others, so she was not tricked at all. Fushi and the other comrade of Tonari fell under this spell, let's say, under this curse of being poisoned, but Tonari wasn't. So I'm really happy that Tonari is there together with Fushi, because maybe Fushi can understand what's right and what's wrong more than before. And I think that he really needs time to figure things out, as always, as human beings do. The more they confront the negative experiences, the more they understand what's right in their opinion, what's wrong, etc., etc. So I understand even the confusion of Fushi, because he's saying, Hisame didn't do anything wrong to me. Why should I feel bad for her, or why should I behave like this towards her? That's something normal and something true. I mean, if a person is not behaving wrong with you, you don't have any sort of chance to behave wrongly at the same time with this person. Fushi needs to be careful, because 40 years passed right now, and he's not getting used to approach others for such a long time. So it could be mischievous and it could be tricky to get in touch with Fushi after 40 years, so he's not well aware of socializing anymore as before, and he's more fragile than before by being alone throughout all this time. So I hope that Fushi is not falling in love with her, or I hope that Fushi really understands, even thanks to Tonari's help, what's the real love. Because at the end of season 1, I really believed that Tonari fell in love with Fushi, definitely. And that's why now we have the perfect chance to see what's a good relationship and a bad relationship, based on lies, based on tricky things, based on threatening or whatever. And Tonari's feeling for Fushi, that is something really spontaneous, really natural and true. let's see what's going to happen. I'm so happy to see Tonari back because she was the one who was not dying at that time. Do you remember? Even if she got in touch with the Fushi, she was the one who survived, and fingers crossed. Look, I really hope that this time she's not going to die. Let's see what about Hisame. Let's see if she is really evil, or she was just jealous of Tonari, and that's why she wanted to eliminate her, because like Hayase was doing, she was trying to eliminate all the people around the Fushi because she loved the Fushi. So unconsciously speaking, by doing wrong things, there is even something good inside Hisame's soul. Let's see if this reincarnation, this time can lead Fushi to something good, or can lead Hisame to something good instead of something bad. Even if I have a bad feeling that Hisame is not so different from Hayase. Let's see. Also because we understand that she's also cursed by these knockers who are living inside of her, as much as for what happened in Hayase's body at the end of season 1. So these curses are tremendous from generation to generation. Let's see what's going to happen. In the meantime, thank you so much for the support, guys. Thank you so much for following me in this amazing journey, and see you next time with episode 2 of Fumetsu no Anatae season 2. Thank you so much. Keep subscribing to the channel and click on the notification bell. Bye, guys. See you in the next video.